Hi class, let's take a look at example 3, and I wanted to use example 3 to illustrate Euler's method on how to approximate solutions to differential equations. So on part A of this problem, they actually want us to solve, and in this case, well, let me actually start it here. So they want us to solve. We have that y prime is equal to y minus x, and then let me put it in standard form. So I'm going to be subtracting the y's. So this is going to give us a y prime minus the values of y, and this is equal to negative x. So that's our standard form of the equation. Let's actually find the mu of x. So mu of x is equal to, actually wait, let me rewrite it as, well, the values of p of x is equal to negative 1. Q of x is equal to negative x. So mu of x is equal to e, the integral of p of x dx, which is equal to e integral of negative 1 dx, or technically e to the negative x. That's our, that's the portion that we're going to use for mu of x. And then let me calculate on the side, well, the integral of q of x times mu of x dx, which is equal to the integral of e to the negative x, and then we're going to multiply this times negative x, or the integral of negative x e to the negative x dx. And this particular one, it's going to work by tabular integration. So negative x e to the negative x. And well, this is going to be a negative 1 and 0, negative e to the negative x, and e to the negative x. Let me pair them up. And this actual problem, it's actually going to give us that this is going to be an x e to the negative x, and then minus an e to the negative x. So from here, let me rewrite the general solution. So I'm going to rewrite it as y is equal to, and then in this case, we're going to be using an e to the x times the integral, or actually, so it'll be the e to the negative integral of p of x dx times the integral of mu of x times q of x dx, which happens to be a regular e to the x times an actual x, actually let me put the c here, x e to the negative x minus e to the negative x plus c, or y is equal to x, hold on, okay, I did this part incorrectly, so it's plus minus, so technically that's gonna give us a plus here. So we're looking at x plus 1 plus e to the x times c. So let me remove this one, and the general solution it's gonna be y is equal to x plus 1 plus technically c e to the x. You can write it with a k, or y is equal to x plus 1 plus k, where k is equal to c e to the x. Okay, so that's what we're getting for the actual general solution. In part B, they want us to, let me fix this plus 1. In part B, they want us to find the initial, or solve the initial value problem. So in this case, using y of 0 is equal to 2, you're going to have that x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2, and the solution was y is equal to x plus 1 plus c e to the x. So 2 is equal to, 0 plus 1 plus c e to the 0, or 2 is equal to 1 plus c, and then obviously subtracting 1, it's going to give you 1 is equal to c. So the particular solution, or in this case, the solution is y is equal to x plus 1 plus e to the x. So x plus 1 plus e to the x, let me fix it. So x plus 1 plus e to the x. And then technically this is using the initial condition of y of 0 is equal to 2. Okay, so that is the particular solution. I want to use part C so we can actually compare the exact values of the solution to Euler's method. So this is what it's asking. So let me actually plug it into the calculator. Okay, so they want us to use our solution on part B and plug in those values. I'll express them as coordinate points. So for x is equal to 0, so we're going to let f of x equal to x plus 1 plus e to the x. So for x is equal to 0, you're going to have that your y value is f of 0, which is equal to 0 plus 1 plus e to the 0, or 2, since e to the 0 is 1. So this will be 1 plus 1, or 2. So your coordinate point is equal to 0, 2. And this shouldn't be a surprise because that was the actual initial condition. So that is actually that one, 0, 2. And then the next value that they want us to plug in is 0.1. So x is equal to 0.1. You're going to get that y is equal to f of 0.1. And this is equal to 0.1 plus 1 plus e to the 0.1. So please type them into the calculator. At 0.1, I'm getting 2.205, so 205.17. And then as an x and a y, we're looking at 0.1 times 2.201.517. So 205.17. And I'm just writing as many decimal places so that you guys can see it. At least 4. If it doesn't say anywhere between 2 to 4, will be fine. Next one, x is equal to 0.2. So your y value, it's going to be f of 0.2, which is equal to 0.2 plus 1 e to the 0.2. So plus e to the 0.2, which is going to give us, I'm getting 2.4214. So as an x and a y, we're looking at 0.2 times comma 2.4214. I'm trying to keep 4 decimal places. The last one that they want is 0.3. So x is equal to 0.3. We're going to have that y is equal to f of 0.3, which is equal to technically 0.3 plus 1 plus e to the 0.3, which is going to give us, okay, so this one's giving us 2.64986. So as a coordinate point, so this is 0.3 and 2.64986. Okay, what we're doing in this portion is basically evaluating a couple of coordinate points near the solution so we can compare them to the approximation that we're going to do in a minute. The approximation that we're going to do, it's called Euler's method, and what it does is, given a small delta, which represents step size away from the initial condition that you must have, and this is an initial condition on x and y, it will be able to estimate these coordinate points. And the idea is, if you're able to estimate the coordinate points near a solution, you can come up with a function that's going to give you the coordinate points near an actual solution. So with the coordinate points, you can come up with a polynomial or a line of best fit, and then you have a function in terms of a series as well. So depending on the approach that you take. So let me talk about the next portion, and it looks like I'm gonna have to cut it into a couple of pieces because of the time. Okay, so let me explain what the formula is. So the Euler's approximation uses the following iteration to actually come up with an estimate on coordinate points. So you have to have some sort of a differential equation, and you're not solving it. So the idea is that you may not be able to solve. So you may be looking at this sort of a scenario where you're only looking at slope fields and you're looking at what could be the interval where your solution occurs. And it also requires that you have some information about the equation. So an initial condition, it's needed. And then you're basically going to be using the following formula to actually find the actual possible coordinate points near the actual. So all of these are going to be very close to your initial condition. And you basically just use that iterated formula and then start coming up with x's and y values from the actual, near the vicinity. So what we talk about delta x, or in this case, this h, that's your delta, that's your step size. So let me rewrite, let me actually get the information. So for this problem, and then in terms of the notation, other textbooks are going to use delta x. In this case, I'm just used to the delta x equal to, and we're going to call that h. That's the step size. That's going to be 0.1. And then your actual x and y that we're going to be using, it's going to be x of 0, y of 0, which is equal to the original coordinate point of 0, 2. So this comes from here. So remember that x is equal to 0, your y is equal to 2. And then the formula, it's actually, so this is the first approximation that you're going to have. For your y's of, so for your x of 1, so in this case, you're going to have x of 0 is equal to 0. Your x of 1 is equal to, in this case, 0.1. And this is going to cut me off. So let me just rewrite the formula. So to find y1, you have to do the following.